What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of This Is Not an Ad, a video podcast series where we advertise the lives of students and professionals from the advertising world. We are your hosts, Albert Guzman.
And Ram Cortez for this term's episode. So This Is Not an Ad is brought to you by the Ad Create Society, your source for entertainment and information from the finest students of De La Salle University, as well as professionals in the field of ad.
Before we begin today's episode, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our social media platforms at Ad Create Society on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. You know where to find us.
So we are now in our 5th episode of This Is Not an Ad, and we would like to thank everyone who supported us from the beginning. This episode is a special one since we will have our very first ad insider. So today, we have advertising professionals from the agency that won gold for Southeast Asia Best Culture, silver for Agency of the Year, and bronze for Southeast Asia Talent Development Program at the Campaign of the Year Awards 2021. To give us a glimpse inside their agency and tackle different advertising topics, without further ado, let us welcome Propel Manila.
Our first guest speaker is an advertising graduate and AdCreate member back in college. She brings her wide experience on digital and e-commerce as she worked for Lamundi and Gosh Cloud. A passionate and resilient accounts girl, proud firm mom, and a certified geologs, let us all say hi to Miss Airen Arabejo.
Hey guys!
Moving on to our second guest speaker, he started his career in Australia as an in-house creative for the country's largest multicultural pay TV platform, where he won the Australian Multicultural Marketing Award for a campaign that launched GMA in Australia. He has also worked at agencies like FCB Manila and Ace Saachi and Saachi, where he worked on several campaigns that were recognized at New York festivals, Spikes Asia Awards, Boomerang Digital Awards, YouTube Awards, and Adobe Design Awards. A passionate, digital-driven, art-based creative director with a knack for writing. A brand new dad and an absolute sports nut, let us all give it up for Mr. Nico Leviste.
Hey guys, happy to be here.
And last but definitely not the least, our third guest speaker is the Chief Culture Officer and founding partner at Propel Manila. Prior to her tenure as Chief Culture, she started as part of that client servicing team. She found her true calling in 2017 when Propel Manila established its culture department, and since then has made it her goal to ensure that talents live and practice the agency's core values and in turn have their very own clients embrace it as well. After being part of the advertising industry for over a decade, she takes pride in her bigger role and purpose in life, being a devoted wife and mother to her adorable daughter. Once again, the Chief Culture Officer and founding paper at Propel Manila, let us all welcome Ms. Maureen Valenzuela.
Hello! Hi everyone! Also happy to be here, So excited for today's podcast. Hello!
Ayan, thank you very much. Ayan, once again, thank you for being with us today, Ms. Mau, Ms. Airen, and Sir Nico. Siyempre, it is important for us to know more about Propel Manila and your line of work. So, first question, if you guys are ready. So, can you tell us something about yourself and your work at Propel Manila? Then siguro we can start with Miss Maureen.
Hello! Hey Albert! If it's okay, you don't have to call me Miss. You can just call me Mau.
Alright, noted.
Okay, so I'm Mau Valenzuela. No? I think Nala already introduced us. But basically, so I'm Chief Culture of Propel. I'm also co-founder of our 11-year-old agency. No? And actually, prior to joining Propel Manila, I was in a very different industry. In fact, it was, I was more into the financial institution. So when we started Propel way back in 2010, I actually started as an accounts person, so I was in the client servicing side. And then yun, fast forward to 2017, we started the culture department. So ever since I've been there, and my role basically, I think Noella already mentioned, no, na I really I do what I do is basically I try to make sure that everyone in the agency basically live by and practice our values, and we try to make sure that we're always on the same page, so that everyone is clear, like what's our goal, what's our mission. So yon. So there. Thank you.
In a nutshell, I think Mao can just say she is mother to us all.
The mom
Us
the
all
mom of
very
Propel.
And she treats us like her own children, and we would be nothing without her. I think that's
Mom.
Thank you, Nico. Thank you, Nico.
All right, thank you very much, Mao. So maybe Miss Airen, you can go next, and then followed by Sir Nico.
Okay, so for me, again, I'm Airen. So I've been with Propel since last year lang. So October 2020, I'm a pandemic builder. We call ourselves builders in Propel. So I'm under the accounts team. So basically, client facing, yung mga pitches, we brief the team. Dapat talaga, bida-bida. Ganon, kilala mo lahat. So, in accounts, you really have to manage everyone. You have to manage finances, the CEs, the clients, of course, creatives with all the timelines and the deadlines. So there, basically, accounts people have to be really extrovert. Ganon. So that's it for me.
Right, thank you for that, Airen. Next is Nico.
I'm Nico. I'm one of the creative directors at Propel. So I guess you can call our department, the creative department, the department of the crazy ones. If you haven't already got that yet, sa ugali ko, sa kulit ko, sa gulo ko, I think that's what it takes to be a good creative, among other things, of course. So it's my job as the creative director to lead my creative team, obviously, to create. Our mantra is ideas that matter. So basically, that is our one standing goal in every piece of work that we create, to create ideas that matter. So it's my job to take the ideas of my team, to take the executions of my team, and to really filter them and to build on them and to make sure they're at the best possible quality that they are when we present them to client, given whatever brief we're given. I think that's my job, no, Mao, amongst other things. That's the main role of my job, and also to inspire the team. Obviously, syempre, the great ideas of this world comes from great leadership and inspiration. I think that's my job to do that for my team. So yeah, that's my job.
Grabe yon, kung meron tayong Mommy Mao, meron tayong Daddy Nico.
Oh.
Ayan.
Hey!
The father
Oh my
of Propel. Tapos ang ating bunsong kapatid, si Airen. Yes!
Grabe.
Okay, sige na nga, Ram. Ano na ba yung next natin?
So moving on, so very happy sa ating family dito. So of course, every ad agency or every family has their own notable projects and works that make them stand out from the rest. So could any of you tell us what Propel Manila does and what are some of the memorable projects that you took part that make you really proud?
Like, inihintay ko sana sa si Nico kaya. No.
There
But
you go.
anyway,
Go
yeah,
naman.
so okay. No, actually, as a digital agency, that we put culture kasi at the core of everything that we do. We really try to find ways, to make our business matter to, to our brands, to the people, and also to the community. I guess, just to put everything together, kasi we really believe in creating ideas that matter. We believe in the power of creativity. Tapos you integrate it with technology, no? It's really to solve human problems. I know probably, a lot of agencies, we actually have quite similar services kasi. When people ask us, so what do you guys do? Do you do commercials? Do you do whatever? Ganyan, diba? I'd like to take it more on a parang mas medyo bigger picture, because we're not just creating commercials, ads, social posts, or content, or doing data or what have you. but it's really at the core of the things that we do. It's really to solve human problems. No, how do we create an impact? Like for example, from Nico's team or like from Airen. No, when they meet with the clients. No, usually naman kasi clients approach us because they need help on doing something, right? And we're there as their partners to provide that solution. No, so, and of course, the manifestation of that solution is actually in the things that we do. So, like yun nga, creating campaigns or creating content for them or what have you, no. Siguro one memorable project that I took part in. Ano ba to? Like when I was in accounts. Oh my gosh, that was medyo matagal na, no? 4 years ago na yon, no? But yeah, I think one memorable project that I took part in, no? Actually, medyo marami. But siguro one thing that parang I was part of, no, was I was part of this senatorial campaign kasi. And as in, I remember it was really tumbling. We created like a commercial, a TVC. We also created a radio commercial. We were also doing digital campaigns for this person, no, in 2 weeks na lead time. As in everything we did it in 2 weeks, and I was part of it. Like I was the accounts person there kasi. And parang sobrang fulfilling siya. I mean, of course, it was so tiring, no? Kasi syempre, it was really a fast turnaround. But it was very fulfilling because he landed the number 1 spot in the senatorial race. And then second to that, no, syempre parang medyo wow, parang I could really say that, uy, that was actually my account. So yon. So that's one of the many projects, but in accounts. But I think in culture, we've been doing this for the past 4 years. I think it's really when we establish our number 1, no, it's really parang yung values of the agency. But aside from that, no, during the pandemic, we strengthened actually our Mind Matters program. That's one of the things that parang one of the projects that we have, no, in Propel Manila, that I believe na parang it really created an impact, no, not just to our business but also to people. The Mind Matters kasi na program, it focuses on your total well-being, no. So like for example, we have Canary mental health cards, to give free or to give access, no, to consultations. And actually ang dami namin ginawang mga programs, like yung nga, we added in mga physical wellness, may mga life coach, may personal trainer, and then yun, so every last Wednesday we also have Mind Day, wherein it's like a day off for you to to rest your minds, no. I think that's one thing that I'm really really proud of, no, like during the pandemic we were able to do that, no. And I think everybody knows naman how difficult it was then, no, like when the pandemic started. So yeah, so that's from my turn you over to Nico.
I think I can just really second what Ma was saying. No? But I think more than sort of enumerating campaigns or bits and pieces of work that we're proud of, I think it's really the core of what we do. Diba? Parang to really just create ideas that matter, whatever that's for. Diba? I think if you have a core principle or a core value or belief and put it at the center of everything that you do, you'll create great work regardless, diba? Kasi you have that good purpose in mind. Sige, talking about mental health na lang din, maybe that's one of the memorable projects that I can mention as well. Because we've spoken about it a lot, so obviously mental health is a big deal for our agency. We really believe that mental health is something that's so important, especially in this pandemic. And I think I came into Propel maybe 6 months lang before the pandemic hit. No? So
Yes.
a lot of the work that I've actually created for Propel is actually pandemic skewed, whether it's online videos I've done or campaigns. Parang may some sort of pandemic texture in there, and that's kind of been our life in advertising now, parang putting that trend into motion. But one of the things that the agency did as a project that I was super proud of is we took over one of the websites of the 4As. So 4As is like an advertising governing body, and what they asked us to do, well, what they asked all agencies to do actually was to take over their page for a week and to just share something, do something, inspire people with something. And obviously, since mental health is close to our hearts, that's what we focused on. So we created a live stream, actually not more than a live stream, but what we did was we created this live stream to bring more awareness to advertising professionals about mental health. So we gave talks, we partnered with different organizations like Mind Nation. We even created like an online art gallery where we asked all our employees to sort of create artworks or write poems, whatever your medium was, about mental health that people could virtually sort of walk through and admire as a gallery to bring awareness to mental health and how important that is, especially for people in our agency. Alam niyo naman, I'm sure nasa Ad Create Society kayo. I'm sure you've heard the rumors of advertising being a super tough job. We work long hours, things like that. But I mean, it's true. I'm not gonna lie, but we have fun doing it. So I think that's the balance that we have. I mean, it's hard work. It's really a grind every single day, but at the same time, you kind of have to balance yourself, diba? Kasi I'm a dad. I love sports. Those are the things that I have to give time to as well. Otherwise, baka sumabog na yung ulo ko, diba? So I think that was a cool project that we did in partnership with Mind Nation, where we actually invited psychologists onto this live stream. People could actually do live consultations while they were watching the live stream and appreciate all the things that we talked about and really learn more about this very delicate subject that is quite important. So, yon, ayos ba?
Yeah, I think we're all aligned with the mental health thing because that's what I'll be mentioning as well. So I've been with Propel, as I've mentioned, for just a year, last October. But I am thankful to be part of a project with My Nation last 10/10. So if we all know, we enjoy retail therapy, di ba? Shopee, Lazada, shopping lang na shopping to relieve our stress or to feel a little better. But we partnered with My Nation last 10/10, also aligned with their what do you call this? Mental Health Awareness Month. So what we did was hashtag real retail therapy. So we partnered with My Nation and then Good Work. So we created a 50% off deal only during 10/10. So therapy sessions were 50% off. So it would be more accessible and you could gift your friends, your family, your loved ones the gift of better mental health during that season. So I'm really proud to be part of that, especially since, as Dave said, Nico and si Mau, na we really value mental health in Propel. So I'm really proud to be part of that project.
Yes, thank you very much, Mau, Nico, and Airen. So I have to agree dun sa sinasabi ni Nico kanina na at Great Society kami, tapos alam namin yung sa advertising industry. I have to agree na walang tulugan talaga sa advertising industry. But the good part here is that hindi enjoy mo yung work, di ba? Kasi ganun yung na-experience ko kahit hindi ako, wala pa ako sa advertising industry, kahit sa Ad Create pa lang and other case competitions, yung mga ganun na nagpupuyatan talaga. I mean, yung pagod, parang wala lang kasi you enjoy what you're doing. And what I really like also, no, yung passion nyo for mental health talaga. It's really as a mom and a dad and siblings, diba? Kasi same concerns din. I'm also one of the vice president of Ad Create Society. So I really make sure na yung mga officers, they really have yung mental health break. They really are okay, yung mga ganon. Kaya ang dami ko natutunan sa inyo na pwedeng i-apply for Ad Create Society. Ayan.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, super no? It's really quite tough na rin talaga.
Yes.
Like, ever since pandemic hit, no?
Yeah.
That's actually, we call the mental health as a silent pandemic.
Yeah.
Yes.
People, diba, we don't realize, I mean, all along we always talk about syempre, the COVID pandemic, but there is really a silent pandemic that, is more dangerous and risky pa, diba?
Yeah.
So, yun, so I have to agree, no? And it's great, that you guys are you folks are so much aware of these issues, no?
Yeah.
And you are doing something about it, no? So I'm sure nafe-feel din namin Albert, diba? Like Nico and Airen. Yeah.
I'm also a daddy in Ad Create na. Pero yun nga. Pero of course, di ba, task natin as parents or like nas nakakatanda is to take care of our family, of our siblings.
Yes, it's really nice, no, Albert, na for the people talaga sila itong
Yes.
Propel Manila, and by the heart, it's 100% Filipino. So, mapapalay ata kang taga-ad create. So, ayun, those are very nice to hear na how proud you are talaga as a family. Mapapaiyak pa si Mau, di ba? So, grabe talaga. Super daming achievements ng Propel Manila. I'm sure that wouldn't be possible without a talented and hardworking team behind it. So,
Yes.
as you mentioned, so we're really curious about the culture in Propel Manila. So, may you tell us something about it?
Yeah. Okay. The culture of Propel Manila, no. We are actually, parang what we do kasi is we anchored it in our entrepreneurial values, no. So when I say that, it's really about creating that, safe and inclusive environment that promotes entrepreneurial thinking. So alam to nila Airen and Nico, no? We have our 3 Ps. So that's being problem solvers, being persevering or perseverance, no? And also purposiveness. But, apart from these core values, no, we really try to create that type of culture wherein accountability is really amongst everyone. So like every talent has to be accountable, not just to your work, not just to your clients, but also to your peers or to your colleagues, no. And then second to that, I think what I also coming from our values then, no, what I also notice is creating ideas that matter. You really have to persist. When I say persist because hindi pwede kasi when we send something to clients, pwede na. Diba? It has to be the best work, no? Or it has to be quality talaga. And apart from that, syempre, we also have to be collaborative. So I think the environment or even the culture of Propel, no, we really encourage collaborativeness, no, amongst the team. Kasi we all know that, the success comes from, working as a team. Kasi wala namang rock star in the agency na, I cannot say na, Nico did this, everything. Of course, it's not, no? I mean, it's an agency. So without the accounts, without the data, without the social, no, even your finance or your admin or your HR, without them, no, parang creating ideas that matter won't even happen, no, or won't even materialize. And I think lastly, this is something that I'm also proud, no. We try to create that type of environment or culture of, being transparent, no. Meaning when I say transparent, no, we really promote or we try to encourage communication. Kasi nga syempre, when you say communication, that has to be two-way, no. So what we try is, parang from management side, it's not just cascading information to everyone, but at the same time, we also want to hear what's your POV, parang what's your point of view on things, or we want to hear actually feedback from our talents as well. So yun, no? So if you ask me what's the type of culture Propel Manila is, what we're trying to do, what we're trying to build on is actually that, no? But of course, some also talents ask, no? But what's really the environment? Kasi sometimes they kinda, yeah.
Say, sabi ni Ma,
Yeah.
parang that's the Miss
Yes,
Universe answer.
Yes. But I know. But yun nga kasi parang yun nga, syempre as culture, no, when you ask me what's the culture, ganyan, I would tell you talaga what's really culture. But of course, sometimes I think they mistake it kasi when you say environment or the temperature or the vibe of the agency, no. So when you ask about the vibe of the agency, no, I think I could pretty say na you guys notice naman, no, how very casual we are. How I think I'm happy because it's a very young agency. In fact, 79%, 80% of us are millennials, no. Even our CEO, lahat ng C-level, no, is actually a millennial. And based also on the survey, sige, I'll just put it from the data. When I ask them also what's the culture of Propel, no, they usually tell me na parang it's very personal, it's very familial, no, parang very family nga daw. And I think one thing that they also notice is that the leaders are very accessible. So like for example, Nico is part of the ManCom kasi management committee. But despite that, parang they don't feel na it's too hierarchical na parang kailangan
approachable pa rin dapat, di ba?
Yeah.
There's no sort of intimidation there. I think what Mau and the Exicom really try to promote is a flat kind of organization. Yung parang, di ba, I mean, yes, there is hierarchy to an experience kind of level, but at the same time,
You
everyone.
don't feel so small.
Yeah, exactly. Parang you can always kind of approach whoever,
Yeah.
whether it's CEO, whether it's Mal, whether it's our chief creative, parang doors are always open. Even if you notice what our office is like, it's all open. Like there's no, there's no walls, there's no
There's no doors.
no doors. Like
No doors in the in the
so
in the
that's parang you
leaders.
can really just like you can sit anywhere. If my team wants to come into my office and work there, then great, go ahead. I appreciate that, diba? So there's kind of that vibe. It's really flat and agile in a way where we can really be collaborative. Because at the end of the day, we do produce ideas, and I feel like the key ingredient to creating ideas is really collaboration, and that's why it's been quite difficult actually during the pandemic. Yeah? Shout out sa Propel dyan kasi parang hindi madali gawin yung trabaho namin in this pandemic na mag-isa ka lang and you have to brainstorm online, you have to collaborate online. It's so difficult, but props to everyone, man, who's really trying to, just hold it together and just make stuff happen regardless. So that's great. So yun, culture. Tsaka makulit kami, yun. We obviously
Wild lang.
makulit kami, gano'n. Parang kahit hindi kami Gen Z lahat, parang Gen Z naman ata lahat. Parang I try to be as Gen Z as I can for my team. Kasi isa ring way yan para maging approachable ako. I have to speak their language, right? So young naman kami lahat at heart.
Hindi, we're still young, no? Excuse me.
Yes.
Yun. No, pero ano rin, one thing din that they said, like in our survey, that people are, actually yun nga, hindi naman sa nagbubuhat ako ng bangko or anything, but it's really based on survey. So parang they said that, people are very nice. Kasi if you go, before kasi, no, I don't know if it's still very, if it's still true now, no? Like, when you're in a creative agency, sometimes kasi creatives can act like, alam mo na to, Nico, diba?
Ano yan?
Act like a king, medyo. A king, yun, no? Hindi, very special, no, and also, parang, what I've noticed kasi, actually, everybody, parang they really make an effort or talagang as in they make out of their own way talaga na parang, alam mo yun, to help out, to be collaborative. As in, kaya parang nakakatuwa rin talaga. So, yun na. Sige, as a mom, yun. As a mom, I'm very happy, no? Dahil kasi nga, I don't hear any issues na parang, nagdadrama or let's say, nagpapa VIP or something. Walang ganon. Which I really love, no? Because yun nga, no, we're all working. There has to be respect, no? So, parang sa amin, regardless of your rank, kahit sabi mong sobrang junior or staff, or let's say CEO ka or chief creative ka, you really have to roll up your sleeves. And that's something that we want to, parang for everyone to see, no? And as you can see, yung nga, even if, we're founding partners, like yung CEO namin, si Raymond, chief creative, no? He's also a partner. You don't see them na parang nakaupo lang. Instead, no, they're very, very, very involved. Alam to ni Nico, diba? They're very involved actually in everything that we do, in the operations, even sa culture, they're also very involved there. No? So, I don't know, Airen, diba, sa accounts din, I'm sure naka-work mo na, no? Either one of them, like si Raymond or si JC. Yeah, so yun.
Yeah.
Si Airen naman, I'm actually curious to say, I mean to hear, what Airen would say.
Actually, for me, what really made me decide that I really want to go for Propel among all agencies out there is I recall stalking the Facebook account of Propel, where I saw parang there's an established routine or tradition. I think Mao started it. I'm not sure, but it's ring the bell. So every small wins or big wins in the agency, whether pitches, an account, or posting a certain video online, we post it in the group chat and everybody would support it. And it's so heartwarming, even if hindi mo siya ka-team or si JC man yan, kung CEO namin, or kung sino man, they're gonna support it. And it's really something so heartwarming because you see everyone supporting you even if you've never talked to that person. It's really family talaga sa Propel. So there.
Oh my God.
Airen.
Pwede mo bang isend ko na yung CV ko dito? parang na-excite ako kasi parang gusto ko yung ganyan, yung company or like office na yung work environment is very family, na close kayo with one another. Parang mas napapagaan yung workload. Ayan,
That's true.
yes.
Yes, I love yung openness nila Albert, no? Diba?
Oo,
Parang
yeah.
approachable nila daddy, nila mommy, nila
Yes.
tita.
Pero ano lang, follow-up question. Now po na now na may pandemic, is it, or like medyo light na, face-to-face work na rin ba, or still full
So,
online
we're
ba?
still, work from home pa rin.
Or,
Yeah.
so medyo mahirap pa rin yung transition since like Sir Nico mentioned na parang kanina meron silang mga teamwork, yung mga meetings, yung mga ganun na nag-usap sila.
Well, actually, I wouldn't really call the transition hard kasi even prior to the pandemic, what Propel already did was work from home Wednesdays. So every Wednesday, everyone worked from home. So that was already a thing for us before. So even when the pandemic hit, I mean, na-amplify siya in a way, but at least we were already equipped with that base of how to work remotely. Kaya when the pandemic hit, parang medyo alam na namin yung galawan namin. We just had to live with it for 2 years straight, di ba? Pero parang, but yeah, I think there was a solid baseline naman there. And I think now, parang 2 years into it, parang we've kind of adapted. We've kind of figured out our own sort of ways to work and how to do it in this new environment that we're in. So, I mean, yeah, mahirap pa rin siya. Pero, me personally, kung hindi man obvious ngayon, sobrang extrovert kong tao. Di ba? Pero yun nga, for me personally, I love the face-to-face. I love sitting with my team around the table and really discussing, really brainstorming, really collaborating, because I feel like that's where the best work comes out. So yeah, sana soon, makabalik na. But right now we're still working from home and we're managing quite well, obviously, with everything that's been going on with us. So
Yeah, kasi sa amin, actually, yun din, no? It's very important then, to strike that balance between lives and livelihood, no?
Yeah.
So that's why, even if, the cases went down, we all got vaccinated, which is great, no? Right now, we allow actually our talents to go to the office, no? Once a week lang. But it's not mandatory. It's more of like, if you just want a change of working environment, because syempre we understand, no, how for some of them, kasi syempre there's different types of people, no, in the agency. Some are parents, some naman are living alone. For some, they just need a break, no, or they just don't want to be alone for that time. So we encourage them na, okay, you can actually go to the office, provided that, of course, no, you are within the safety measures, like you're vaccinated, et cetera, no. But yeah, kasi right now, we really want na to keep our people safe, no? Kasi, syempre, diba, I don't think naman, you could put a price, diba, on your life. So, yeah.
Mga nakikinig ngayon na gusto naghahanap ng mga company na chill, na very close with one another, and very important yung pagiging family, yung mga ganon. Ayan, pumunta na kayo apply na kayo sa Propel. Ayan, apply na tayo. Sabayan niyo.
I'll correct one word you said there. Kaya mo chill. Hindi kami chill, dude. Like, we work hard. Toots off.
Right.
I mean, like, we really work hard, and I think that's another thing that really contributes to our success. Parang talagang when push comes to shove at kailangan palong-palo kami. Palong-palo talaga kami. So, as you mentioned naman, that's what makes it easier to do that kind of thing when you're within an environment that's super supportive and super, approachable and supports the things that you do. That's when it makes the palong-palo-ness.
Ako rin, Nico, I was about to say, wait lang.
Hindi kami chill.
Mahirap kasi when you say chill. But yeah, I get what you're trying to say.
Chill
Because
naman
I think,
chill kami as a person.
yeah, we're very
Yes.
chill as a person. We're very approachable and all that. But syempre, when push comes to shove, no,
We work hard.
yun nga.
We work hard.
Yeah, we
Let's
roll up
go.
our sleeves. Yeah. Oo.
Passionate.
Alam to ni Airen. Di ba,
Yeah.
Airen? Alam mo to. Yan.
OT gaming but kapit kamay.
Yes.
Yes.
I like the OT gaming. Ayan. Kapit kamay. Yes. Okay, I'm down. Inaalay ko na po talaga yung sarili ko kasi gusto ko po ng ganyan. So, okay, ready na po ba kayo sa next question natin?
Game.
Okay,
Game.
so every project has their own success story, pero how do you measure the success of a design or a project? Kasi right now, parang the ads that we see, yung mga ganon, kahit nag-viral pa siya, or nag-viral siya, ganon, success, considered ba rin siya as successful, yung mga ganon vibes?
Yeah. So I can take this. I think it really depends on how you define success, right? I think there are lots of ways to define success, especially in this fast-paced digital world that we live in now with the clients that we have. Syempre, each client has their own measure of success, and the agency, in terms of the projects that we have, also measures success differently. Ako, growing up in advertising for the last, hindi ko na sabihin ilang years, pero parang I've always looked at it three ways. Para I've always felt like it's either you win the judges, that's success, winning the judges in terms of awards. Winning the market, that's in terms of winning the market, getting sales, reaching them and connecting to them on a very real level. And the last is obviously winning the client. That's when you pitch, or that's when you present projects to the client. Obviously, they're the first line of approvals that you have to get through before you even get your work. Your work progresses basically. So you have to win them over first, because at the end of the day, they are the clients, and they have to be the boss in a way, you know what I mean. But shout out to my clients, love you guys. But yeah, I've always felt that parang those are the three ways to measure success. And then you can deep dive into it, obviously, when you release things online. Obviously, there are ways to measure that. There's data there, there's results that you can get. You can track the sales of the project if you're selling something. There's so many ways to measure success. But I think at the end of the day, for me, as a creative director, I think for me the ultimate form of success is really just if I'm proud of what I did. Parang yun na yun for me. Whether nanalo siya ng pitch, whether nanalo ako ng award, whether I got my client 100 million pesos in 1 month. As long as I'm proud of what I did, and as long as it's something that I believe in, yun ang success for me. And I tell that to my team all the time, na parang, di ba, if you finish a piece of work and you're proud of it, that's already success. You know what I mean? Like, it's something that you share. If it's something that your friends reach out to you for, na parang, uy, ikaw ba gumawa nito? Oh, cool yan. Diba? If it becomes pop culture, that's another form of success. So, ang daming ways to measure success. So, I think that makes the game better, I think. Kasi, it's not win or lose lang. Diba? Ang daming ways to see success, ang daming ways to view success. And we see our glass half full, basically, more than half empty. I think that's the best way to do your work and to live life. Sa mga kabataan dyan, ang kailangan lang. Yeah. No, that's my answer, and I mean that. So yeah.
Sir, sorry, wala pa sir. Dad na lang. So, grabe. It's really nice to hear, no? Yung parang nakita mo yung work mo doon, tapos it just goes beyond virality, diba? From winning your clients, becoming viral, then it's really your impact that you make, no? Yep. So it's really nakaka-proud.
Yeah.
On
How yourself,
Miss Airen, do you have
impact on yourself? I think is the most important thing. Pag may impact siya sa'yo, yun talaga yung parang, the ultimate success yun para sa akin.
Yes.
No,
How about you, Miss Mau or Miss Airen?
No.
Do you have additional?
Same then actually. I'd like to echo also, or add on to what Nico has mentioned, I think, the way we also measure our success is yun din, it's either, we're winning at the awards, or let's say getting, when people love your work, or when clients are happy, with the work that we did for them. But more than anything, I have to agree with Nico, when you can sleep at night, you know that you did, your best talaga, and you're proud, alam mo yun, na you did that work, Para I think that's really success then, for me, because obviously, we're in advertising. Sometimes, some clients would approach you, or some companies would approach you, that's not aligned with your values or with your morals or your ethics, So parang for me, it's really fulfilling, and it's something na parang yung when I see like the hard work that you put into it, as in kahit na sabihin mo pang okay, hindi na hit yung sales or something, but you did everything talaga, na talagang you give your best and give your all, parang for me that's already successful na.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Kasi parang for me rin, creativity can be very subjective, man. I feel like if Mao may like something and I might think it's garbage. You know what I mean? Like it goes to opposite ends of the spectrum. So fulfill mo lang yung sarili mo and make sure that what you do is something that you're proud of. That's the best measure of success for me. So
I agree with Mau and Nico, because for me, even if you exceed clients' KPIs or the business objectives na hit mo siya, or yung sales tumaas or whatever, for me, if I do feel na, my God, nakaka-proud, tapos na siya and ang saya, sobrang worth it. Pag ganun na yung feeling ko, yun na, successful talaga siya.
It's very, nakaka-proud ang OT gaming. It is always successful. Your work, di ba? Putting your heart into it talaga.
Moving on naman tayo sa client. So of course, before we actually do these projects, we must be in contact with clients. So before talking to clients, may we know what are the most commonly used terms or jargons when talking to clients? Siyempre naman, it would be ideal if those who aspire to be advertising professionals like me would know a few terms that could be applied. Ayan.
kayang-kaya ni Airen yan. Go.
Ay,
Good.
feeling ko, alam ni Mau to at ni Nico, may science CE na ba? May science CE na ba? Yun talaga, bago magsimula yung project, i-assure niya na may science CE na. As accounts, yun talaga yung need namin. And of course, JOs or brief from client, kasi syempre from that we do our creative brief to clients, we do our internals, and from there we do the pitches, of course. Ano pa ba yung mga laging jargons? Timeline, yan yung mga naririndi na sila Nico, yung mga creatives. Ano bang timeline for this? Okay ba? 2 weeks lang raw, Nico. So dapat talaga, as accounts, need mong maging flexible talaga, and kaya mong i-manage talaga yung time ng both clients, agency, everyone. What else? Terms.
Anong OT food gusto nyo?
Ay, guys, send your grab pin. Ganon.
Pagpapa-OThin kami nila Airen, yan. Yung mga usual cliches in advertising. Anong
Ako
OT
na bahala.
North Park ba? Parang the more na sumasarap yung pagkain, the more alam mong mas grabe yung gagawin. Pag medyo fast food lang, sige, kaya yan. Pero pag North Park na, nako, puyatan na.
Intense to pitch.
So yes, pati pala yung mga North Park, mga trigger words din pala yan, trigger jargons sa agency. So,
grabe.
Tawa pa rin ako sa North Park sa fast food. Okay, moving naman tayo, more on the client side pa rin. How do you manage naman yung relationships with clients, especially if yun, nagiging makulit na sila. Yan, parang hindi naman yata maiiwasan yung pagiging makulit ng client.
Sa akin. I guess it's really more of establishing a good relationship sa simula pa lang. You really have to respect one another, and I guess I'm so thankful with all the clients I've handled so far. They're all very collaborative, and it's really a good relationship, especially if collaborative yung clients. They listen to you, they listen to your creatives, they listen to what you have to say, and of course it's really more of compromising everything and really knowing where you stand, because of course hindi lang client yung sinusunod mo, but also you have to manage your creatives, your mancom, everyone. So really, it's really being patient talaga, So
yeah, I also want to add to Airen what she mentioned, kasi I also had my experience then in client servicing. I think, how do you manage relationships, no? Parang parang sa life din, diba? How do you manage a relationship, no? So I guess I have to agree with what Airen mentioned, no? That you really have to establish that trust, that credibility. But more than ever, no, I think from our end, kasi as accounts, no, as I was accounts before, no, you really have to do the work. You have to do the homework. When your clients kasi feel and see that you care for their brand, that you really are, you're curious, you ask questions, you want to know if like parang how was the business, or like ano ba yung talagang real issues that they want to solve, no? Parang it's ano siya, nagiging different yung relationship with clients eh. Sometimes kasi they might see you like, as a vendor as opposed to a partner. But when you reach that level, or when you prove that you are really real partners, no? Because when I say real partners, kasi you're not just out there na parang to create an ad that will go viral or what have you, no? For us, kasi when I say creating ideas that matter, no, it's because we want the idea to matter to your brand. How will it impact your bottom line or your sales, no? And it's not just about winning the hearts, no, of your audience, but it's also like how can you help your client? Because I'm sure your client also has his own diba, aspirations. He wants to be, to be promoted, or maybe at least not just on that level, but also yung sa brand niya, or let's say on the product or the item that we're trying to put out there. So and when you also provide, like kunwari, you're being proactive in the sense na you create initiatives, kasi we're not just their partners because we're trying to provide solutions for them. We're also there to spot opportunities for their brands, no? Kasi hindi naman siya all the time problem or issues but it's really about finding that opportunity. Like for example, ito yung brand mo, so let's say your market is the Gen Z or something, diba? So we have to find those opportunities or gems, no, where we can make your brand relevant and what have you, even if it's not being asked by the clients. So I think that's how you can really parang nurture that relationship, no, with your clients. And we're very thankful that because Airen's team, actually they're handling one of our longest clients already, like 4 or 5 years already in the making, because I think the team has also been have proven themselves that parang they are a very kumbaga, reliable partner, no? With our clients. So there, I don't know, Nico, if you want to add something, because obviously as creatives you also have relationships, no, with clients, diba? Yeah.
I think that's such a great point that was brought up. Parang I feel like client collaboration is such an important aspect of the creative process. I mean, we wouldn't be able to create ideas that matter. We wouldn't be able to win awards or win business without the help of our partners, our clients. Diba? Parang they're a huge part of the success too. So it's really, tama si Mao parang it's really reaching that point wherein your client trusts you 100% to do what is best for their brand. And I think that takes time, that takes work, that takes a lot of, parang ano lang yan parang
patience.
Parang ano lang yan, parang boyfriend girlfriend lang yan.
Yes.
Yes. On your first year, hindi pa naman kayo sobrang in sync niya. But as you continue to grow in your relationship, pag nagpakasal na kayo, pag naging parents na kayo together, that's when you really feel like the relationship is super solid, super strong, and like nothing is impossible, man. Like you can do anything with a great partnership. So I think that's how we look at our clients too. Na parang huge part of our success are our clients. Kasi you need daring clients, you need brave clients, you need clients who really trust that the agency will do what's best or in their best work in their best interest. So yeah, clients definitely huge part. Yeah, props to sila Airen talaga, who manage the clients on a day-to-day basis, who face to face with them, who talk to them all the time, who are the ones defending the work that we create. Because without them, it's not possible, definitely.
Alam niyo, nakikinig actually kami ni Ram, nag-usap kami, nag-chat kami. Sabi, nakikinig pa lang tayo sa kanilang tatlo. Nararamdaman na namin yung love, yung care nyo with your work,
yes,
and your clients and partners. No? Parang damang-daman natin yung dedication nila, yung pagiging passionate nila about what they do, about sa mga nakakausap nila. And for me, that I think, no, Ram, that's very important, no, for not just like because you work in an ad agency, but also as an individual. That's very important that you love your work, you love what you do, and you give importance then, and you give love dun sa mga nakaka-work mo. That's very
You know what I got from that actually? So parang you're treating your client, parang mag-MU kayo ng client
Yes,
nyo.
di ba?
Understand them, di ba? Tapos, yun.
Okay, so I believe that's all the questions that we have for this episode. Thank you so much for sharing your insights. Again, thank you very much, Mao, Nico, and Airen. So aside from the questions discussed, is there anything you would like to say to students who aspire to become advertising professionals? Ayan, kahit super short message lang for us. Wow, us for the audience din.
Yeah. Sige, ako muna. Ako siguro pinaka-advice ko sa lahat, live passionately, man. I mean, I think for me, passion has always been my driving force in everything that I do, not just in advertising. So just be passionate about what you do, and I think everything else will follow. So I've always lived by that mantra. Just live passionately, and life is good after that.
Nice. Okay, sige, me next, no? I think for me, it's ano lang talaga. You're the only one who can break your own glass ceiling, no? When I actually started in this industry, no, as I've said, my course actually was in finance, no? I didn't know anything about marketing, advertising. I mean, even target market, yeah, I said zero knowledge, no? But when we also started culture, then I also didn't know anything about human resource and everything. I guess it's really about you believing na parang you can break that, glass ceiling of yours. Kasi it's only you who limits your capabilities, or yung nga, no, parang how far you want to go, no? So it's really how you want to push yourself, and basically how much you want to learn pa, no? So it's kind of close in kay Nico na parang be passionate as well. Parang for me naman, my passion is really parang pushing and keep on pushing and pushing yourself, because you might be surprised, no, where it can take you actually.
For me, tibayan mo yung loob mo. As in,
Yes.
same with Nico, passion talaga. You really have to be passionate with what you do, kasi saan ko ba narinig yun? Pero yung if you're passionate with what you do, you wouldn't work a day in your life. Wow. Pero legit yon. I really think if you're passionate with what you do, you wouldn't feel so burned out, or you wouldn't feel the stress as much. And in ad agency, yun nga, you wouldn't really di mo maiwasan talaga yung stress. So you really have to be passionate with what you do, and it's important na tibayan mo yung loob mo, and go with an agency like Propel na very nag-advertise na I'm glad I'm with an agency na welcoming and collaborative talaga. Wow, Excel. Ayun.
I love Segway. Yes, tama yun, Airen. Segway is the OTT.
Promote.
Yes. Okay, thank
Grabe.
Okay, thank you so much, Maureen, Airen, and Nico, for answering all our questions and for sharing interesting insights on different advertising topics. So that's a wrap for episode 5. We hope you all learned something from our amazing and wonderful advertising professionals.
Yes, thank you once again, everyone, and for being and hang out with us here today in our 5th episode of This Is Not an Ad. So, to all our listeners, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment down below.
Ayan, so to stay updated, check out the Ad Create Society on all social media platforms at Ad Create Society on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Thank you, and see you on our next episode of This Is Not an Ad.